Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, I'm glad you're here. You may be watching this, you will be watching this after Thanksgiving, so I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. And I want to thank, and I'm very thankful for the channel members. I'm very thankful for any of you who come through and check out my knife and EDC content. I really appreciate it. If you're ever so inclined to hit that subscribe button, it really helps me out and it'll notify you when we have live streams and I make different updates and release out of place videos like this one, which will release on Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. It'll be kind of a second video to a flipper video that'll come out earlier in the day. This is a knife that's a custom that I had been introduced to at Blade Show 2023. I was walking around with Bearded Doom and came across Collin Maguire's booth, Mag10KnifeWorx, or Mag10USA. They're up in Rhode Island. He is one man who makes amazing blades, and this is his EDW. I picked this up at the Nashville Custom Knife Show a couple of weekends ago, last weekend I think it was, and this was one of his more simple models. I say simple, he works with all different types of his own Damascus that he makes that's stunning. I will leave his Instagram down below in the description. I'll also leave his website if you want to read up about him, but he is a custom maker. He has some models that he puts out in repetition. This is one of them, the EDW, which is just wicked, wicked Wharncliffe. This one's in CPM 154, and it's in 80s camo carbon with a toxic green G10 liner. I don't know if you can see that, but it looks fantastic. And what I love about his toxic carbon and a lot of this 80s carbon, I don't know if you can see that under the UV light, because I've got all the other lights on, but if in the dark with the UV light, it's just really, really splendid, the coloration that it picks up in that camo carbon fiber. But anyway, he does things the old school way, by hand, and when I saw this blade or one of these blades in Atlanta, I was blown away. I want to say it was around $375, something like that, maybe $350. I forget what the show price was. But I knew when I saw that he was exhibiting in Nashville that this was one of the two blades that I was definitely going after. Not necessarily this specific one, but one of these EDWs. And I'm glad it's this specific one because I love the satin and I can't give you enough description of how rich this 80s carbon fiber. It's got a G10 little loop or G10 tube for the lanyard, G10 pins. Guys, this knife is so well done, so thin, deep hollow. Can you see that? Again, it's not a hard use knife by any stretch, but it is a joy. I carry it in the small of my back with the handle pointing out to the right because I'm right-handed, but this fits the hand like an absolute glove. It is super, super light. It is a slicing machine. Not that paper proves anything. I'm sorry guys, I'm zoning off on that therapeutic cutting. Guys, it is an absolute beast. Slurpee saver. Just I don't have enough words to tell you, my whole channel, which I should be a lot better at that, because my whole channel is about how knives make me feel. Well, this knife made me feel like I was really bummed I couldn't pick one up at Blade Show in Atlanta. The timing just wasn't right. But it left an impression on me because it was so well done. And Collin is such a nice guy. Like most of the makers and, craftsmen that I've met. Brother Grant, Paulius at Baltic Blades, Dustin Driver at Driver Defense. I'll have one of his knives that I picked up the other win at the Nashville Custom Knife Show. But just beautiful works of art that are ergonomically designed to be what I would consider, and again, my bar's low, but a perfect knife. The sharpening choil on this is magnificent. The grind is perfectly even. The plunges are perfectly even. You've got the swedge perfectly even. Got this nice jimping here. And just, again, speechless because it feels so good in the hand. It is definitely one of my favorite fixed blades, kind of a prize piece, you'd say. I will definitely carry it. Will I hard use it and stab it into trees? Probably not. It's got a splinter picker point. It's not designed for that. It's designed for more finesse and, whatever you really need to get after. But let's do a couple of quick size comparisons because it is bigger than a lot of the EDCs, fixies that I carry. So this is it next to the 4MAX Scout. The Civivi Baby Banta. Look at it next to the Benchmade Bug Out. Whoops. And our Spyderco Paramilitary 2, which as you might tell I'm getting right now. About the same size as the Bug Out, in all truth. Good bit shorter than the Para 2. Let's look at it next to a couple of fixies, but look at that blade thinness real quick. Just a beast. Let's look at it next to the SE3 and the Bradford Guardian 3. So you can see it's a little bit larger than the Guardian 3, much thinner than both in handle and in blade, and a little bit smaller than our SE3. So let's look at two more knives and then I will get you some dimensions and a weight and we will be done. This is the Boker BFF. Not that you guys are interested, but I was just browsing and made a non-responsible decision, but they're having a sale at Everywhere, and GP Knives has some Boker fixies on sale, and they have this one on sale for a great price. Comes with the sheath, but that's the Boker BFF and the Jacob Creates Chickadee. So you can see for an EDC, it's not one of the tiny knives that I carry, but it is so light that I find it, since I've had it, in the small of my back quite often. When I put it in my appendix, it's a little bit pokey out, but I do have a couple of different sized ulti clips and a couple of deep concealment clips that I want to share with you guys. That's another maker of good sheath retention clips, and we'll do a video on carrying this thing vertically in a pocket. But let me get my tape measure, and we will learn that this knife is 7.5 inches overall with a blade. If we go from the choil, which is probably not accurate, it's 4 inches. The cutting edge is right under 3.5. The handle, I'll measure the carbon fiber first, 3.5. This little area where I keep my hand is just a nice 3 inches. So from here to here is 3 inches. So if you've got a bigger hand, I don't know. I mean, it fits my hand perfectly. I don't, if you got a bigger hand, I would think it would feel just as good because it's so well rounded over on the back. The poon there and the jimping is so aggressive, it just locks your hand in. So I would think, regardless of how big your hand is, this knife would give you the finesse and the grip that you need. So let's look at some of the more impressive features, and this is where I suck because I can't do measurements and I can't read this. I need to call Jared Neves and have him walk me through this. 0.1005 is the blade stock thickness, and if you go up here to the tip on the spine, 0.0535, down at the tip, 0.0240, behind the edge, which I never get this right, I go kind of the top of the bevel, that's probably much thicker than it actually is, 0.0220. And then our handle is really nice. I'm going to guess it's around 1/2 inch, but it's going to come in right under at 0.4585. And let's get a weight on this guy, because one of the other things I think that's very impressive with it is very light. It's thin, it's agile, it's just, I mean, I really do like it. I like it very, 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 very much. 2.75. Why does it move when I move my hand over it? And then in its sheath with these straps, which this weight will come down a little bit when we put the clip on, 4.05 ounces. 4-inch blade, 4.05 ounces. No worries, doesn't bother me a bit. Very light. The retention in the sheath is fantastic. It doesn't have the little thumb ramp, but it pushes off without a bent up ramp and locks in on that jimping really well. So it does have great, great retention, and it is just a gorgeous knife. I can't say enough good things about it. Mag10USA, Mag10KnifeWorx on Instagram. I'll leave links in the description. Collin Maguire is the man who I met, who I bought this knife from in person, who makes these beautiful, beautiful pieces. Definitely check him out. Give him a follow on IG. His stuff is beautiful. And this isn't the only style. This is the EDW. This one was made September of 2023. Again, it's CPM 154, 80s camo carbon with toxic green G10. And it's just one of my favorite EDC fixies right now. Guys, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for supporting the channel, for always hanging out with me, and I just appreciate you all. All I ask is if you'll please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Please look out for each other. Go forward with love in your heart. And always choose debate, not hate. I love y'all. Peace.